Man walks around in $50,000 chinchilla coat and never even bought me a cup of coffee. There's something wrong there. Pay your bills, Frank?
I don't know what you're
Do
talking
you
about.
pay your bills, I asked you?
If you are not getting your share, maybe you need to talk to the chief of police.
What's my share? Because you don't even know me. Maybe I'm special.
You are special.
You see that right there? Special Investigations Unit. Special. Get it? 10 grand. First of each month. Deliver it right here.
And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to Gem in the Crypto, episode 1077. Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2023, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. Here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish in today's top stories, Senator Elizabeth Warren and colleagues demand to see Binance's balance sheets. That's right. I want to know how much money you're making. The SEC chair implies crypto exchanges may not be qualified custodians as new rules being drafted. Silvergate stocks drops over 50% as crypto clients flee beleaguered bank, and Celsius custody customers finally begin withdrawals 263 days after freeze. But first and foremost, Bitcoin Zay, what's going on with those prices?
Oh yeah. So some people panicking. Some people panicking last night. Prices fell off a cliff a little bit. Bitcoin at $22,322, down 4.4%. Ethereum at $107. Binance coin at $289, down 2.7% today. XRP sitting at 36 cents, 2.4% today. Cardano at 33 cents is down 3.3% in the last 24 hours. Polygon coming in at number 8 at $1.17, down 3 today. And rounding out the top 10 is we'll skip over Binance USD is Solana at 21.24, down 2.7%. Again, some of the trending coins is Steppen, Hyperchain, X, and Shikoku up 25% for no apparent reason. And some of the recently added coins for the DJs who want to dumpster dive. We got some good DJ outskirts casino of Las Vegas DJs. Inu. They just gave up on this, and it's funny. The name is Twinu. Oh man, it's retarded. And then
twinning, they out here twinning with it.
Twinning, and then Opex Sliz, whatever that is, and Ordinal Doge. Yes, people, it has started. Now people are taking the ordinals that were created on Bitcoin and turning it into cryptocurrency. So Ordinal Doge, those are some of the coins with a
nice. And you keep going in and out too, and you froze. Just to give you a heads up, Bitcoin, that you want to restart it. Gotcha. While looking at these tokens too, it's interesting. I want to point out to everyone here. I'll bring it up on my side as well. Here, let me share this coin market cap screen. Was very interesting when looking at the tokens, people, because if you know Zay had to skip one to go down for the number 10. He skipped Binance for Solana. Speaking of which, Solana. We do have to eventually cover them and talk about them. They're at $21. The all-time high was like about what, 240, 250 bucks, 260 bucks. So a big dip there. You believe in that project might be something, maybe not. But here, let me restart Bitcoin Zay. See if we can get him back on. Yeah, you guys still restarted Bitcoin Zay. But if you look at the top 10, the shuffling is happening again, people. Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course, those are 1 and 2. That usually stays. But Tether, I mean, come on, we're talking stablecoin. We got BNB. All right, we'll count BNB. Oh, here we go. We got them back. Zay, I was just mentioning how the top 10 coins are doing reshuffling. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course. Tether, stablecoin doesn't count. You have BNB. We'll give them that for 4. USDC coin doesn't count. XRP is 6. Cardano 7. Polygon 8. Dogecoin, which is crazy, still in the top 10 to me, 9. And then literally Binance USD before Solana. So I mean, I just think a reshuffling's happening. I mean, looking at 6 months ago, woof, you got 1, 2 stable coins in here, 2 stable coins in there. So I mean, or 3, it is 3 stable coins, USDC. A lot of reshufflings happening. Ripple, Cardano, Polygon, Solana, and BNB are still staying toward the top, but you all are crazy if you think this is going to be the same in 6 months. It is tokens every day at this point.
Oh yeah, and with the SEC making a blanket statement that stable coins are also securities, It's gonna be some fireworks. That's all I gotta say.
That's right. Hey, Morning Warriors going on chemo and crypto, Crypt Work, Fanteezy, Bitcoin Madam, Timothy Grigsby, Just Inform You, Captain G, Crypto CD, Satoshi Slim, Ill Crypto Matic, Jake Fever, Woe Be Easy. Jake Fever said, FUD, Mountain Gox ain't releasing the ones on time. And Ethereum staking, not releasing 29K by April 1st. Yeah, Ethereum staking. I mean, I know I just saw they tested shit and all this should be happening, but we shall see per usual. JG Wetworth going on. Make sure you're catching out crypto and down. They've been killing it per usual as well. Our top story of the day is not many stories. Today is an FBF day as well. So we'll put the link in there. If you got smoke, feel free to call. Do we got time for the link today's there or no?
Yeah, we should have a little time. Yeah.
All right, we got a couple minutes. At the end. We'll throw that link up there just in case. But
or
top
if not,
story
jump
is
in the Discord and tell us.
there you go. Tell us in Discord. Top story and stories of the day, and the reason why we had that. What movie is that from? American Gangster playing earlier about paying your bills on time is because the government woke up this morning and lost their mind. They was like, you know what? Crypto exchanges have not been paying their bills on time. And they wanted us to know that they were all very special, not the exchanges, but the regulators are coming after them. So we'll start first with Senator Elizabeth Warren and colleagues as they demand to see Binance, a private company that is not based in the U.S. and only at this point essentially has a satellite wing of their company even doing business with the U.S. They've reduced a lot of their services on that satellite company. There are, again, our government who thinks we own everybody and everything across this planet is now saying, hey, private company of a different country, we want to see your balance sheets. Wow. If that don't take some big nuts, I don't know what it does. Like straight up. You're not a citizen of ours, and just because you do some business with some of our citizens, we want to know what your entire business is doing. That's because the shakedown is coming, folks. Special investigator. He's probably like, wait, what do you mean? I've already cleared everything with South Korea and Singapore and China, and I've been doing this and that. And they're like, yeah. United States senators are special, though. Special investigative unit. We want ours to 10K at the end of the month. Senator Elizabeth Warren has put the word out there, and she wants in. That's right. The United States, three United States senators have written a letter to the CEOs of Binance and Binance.us with a long list of objections to the company's perceived policies and actions. Again, Binance had Mr. Wonderful to thank for that, of course. He was the one who dimed on them a few months ago in the FTX hearings when they asked him about FTX, and his response was Binance. These are the guys that aren't being regulated. They have the monopoly on the market. Those are the guys we should be looking at. I couldn't believe myself. Mr. Wonderful, somebody who I love watching on Shark Tank right before my eyes are turning into Ratty-Tat-Tat-Tooey all over him essentially scamming, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got caught. Hey, listen, you blacked out Tuesday, just to let you know. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, who I love on Shark Tank, turned to Mr. Rat-a-tat-tooey when he got caught with his hands in the cookie jar. They caught him scamming, and then he was like, wait, before I tell you about me scamming, let me get to telling on these other people who ain't had nothing to do with what we got going on today. That is, smell like somebody took the cheese, okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, but as we get more into this, again, 3 U.S. senators led by Elizabeth Warren have sent a letter to Binance CEO Champagne Zhao, CZ, and Binance.us CEO Brian Schroeder expressing concern, right? Listen, that's what I love. Elizabeth Warren and 3 other U.S. senators have free time. They got so much free time, they can write letters to foreign companies and express concern over new technology that only shadowy super coders use in criminals. Fake money. They have enough free time to go after these companies, all because they care about you, the American citizen. They're concerned. They want to know how much money an international crypto exchange is making because they're concerned about the American population. Like, come on. When do we stop the bullshit here? Crypto skeptic Warren co-signers were fellow Democrat Chris Van Hollen and Republican Roger Marshall. Getting bipartisan sign-offs on this is important when you're doing a robbery. They claim there is evidence that the company attempted to evade U.S. regulators, evade sanctions, and facilitated the laundering of at least $10 billion in lack transparency. Really quick translation. This is, again, if today, imagine this today, people. Imagine as soon as you get home from work, you go home, you kiss your kids, you cooking dinner, you calling up friends and family. You get a loud knock at the door, and you knock. I don't expect anybody. You open the door, and it's either 3 Russians or 3 Chinese regulators saying, "Hey, you owe us money because you haven't been paying taxes to China and Russia the last 10 years. You use oil, don't you? Right? You use this like." You use all these items that you got from China. You never pay taxes on this stuff. What if they were to just show up your door out the blue and do that? Because that's essentially what our government is doing to other companies. Like we're literally just popping up our door, like, "Yeah, you owe us back payment and you money laundering for people we don't like." And these companies are like, wait. What do you, bro? We weren't even doing nothing with you. And what are you talking about as far as laundering? Like, just because they're not friends of yours doesn't mean it's laundering money. It's us doing business internationally since we're not based in the United States. But it says here, with little information about Binance, finances is available to the public, suggests that the exchange is a hotbed of illegal financial activity, the senators wrote. Here we go again, Elizabeth Warren. A hotbed of illegal financial activity. This is the same person who said is filled with shadowy super coders or whatever committing criminal acts. She said, your company's apparent attempts at evading the enforcement of anti-money laundering laws, security laws, reporting requirements, and other financial regulations cast serious doubt on stability and legitimacy of Binance and its related entities and on your commitment to your customers. All right. We don't need the American government to tell us Binance is fucking legit. This is I can't believe we were spending time on this. We don't need American government to tell us Binance is legit. They've been around, they're legit. And then again, as far as all these reporting requirements, how does our government tell an international business about its reporting requirements? Again, if this is not the most gang shit I've seen, this surpasses anything you hear and see about in LA and Chicago and all this. This surpasses it. Our American government being paid for by our taxpaying money and being supported by our taxpayers because we're allowing her to make these statements is now telling international businesses, you're going to give us your balance sheets and you're doing illegal shit because you're not following our rules in America.
No, man.
This is crazy. What else is going on here?
Well, you know what this really is. This is nothing but
shakedown.
But you know what happened is FTX. Let's say FTX is a gang on one side of town, Binance is a gang on the other side of town. The people who were supporting FTX, they got shook out and they got found out. All these political donations. That's why you're seeing all these people that's trying to go at Binance now. I think they're basically saying, "Oh, see, I want to play. Y'all want to mess up FTX. All right, CZ. And at the end of the day, at the very underlying thing is China versus the US. This is going to be another underlying thing that helps get us into World War III.
Right.
And at this point, it's so funny that they're basically trying to, and somebody put it there, they're basically trying to have control of all crypto exchanges, period, no matter if you're in the US or not, because they realize they can't stop shit if it's international and global. We can leave the US in the dust and never use them again. So this is nothing more than a shakedown. Pocahontas needs to get it together. Get her own. We need to get our own stuff together, which we do not at all. Wall Street has been running amok for years. We haven't had really any oversight on a lot of the banks. I mean, come on, man. What exactly are we doing messing with crypto companies? And again, CZ, I mean, he's a shrewd businessman, but the fact that he has a lot of Chinese investment behind him, I think that's really what it is. So we'll see.
Yeah, and to be clear, I do agree with this statement. S1 Dub says not Warren. It's the bankers that are pulling their strings and telling them who to go after. And that's what we always say when we're like, yeah, I agree with that. It is literally, it is not the regulator or the politician waking up saying, oh, this crypto exchange, let me go after and shake them down. Like, no. It's more or less they're waking up to 100 missed calls and texts from very powerful people. Again, it's a small group of people who are aggravating these regulators and senators. They're getting these mixed calls and texts in the morning from people who help put them in their position. And they're like, hey, all right, how about this? Don't worry about what they're doing to me. Did you know they made, let's say, for example, $250 million from Americans last year and you all received zero? That's the way they're introducing it to their friends.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, this is nothing more than a shake. People, she did not go to, we want to see your support request. Let's see how many people have issues right now. We want to see your compliance department. We want to see, we want to talk to American customers. Let's actually reach out. Let's do a query for information to Americans, since we're essentially doing shit that could cause us to go to war. People, you start messing with foreign businesses, you could go to war over that. But instead of doing any of those things, she just go ahead and says, no, we're just going to just press forward and go after the balance sheets. We don't care about the compliance department. We don't care about complaints. We don't care about support staff, any of this. We just want to know the balance sheet. Once we know the balance sheet, we'll let you all know how much we care about you, Binance. Because I guarantee you, if they pull out Binance's balance sheet and see that Binance, let's say they're just doing okay, right? Let's say after it's all said and done, Binance is only making 10 to 20 million a year, and the rest is being spent on operational costs and other stuff. Let's just say that's what it is. If Elizabeth Warren and them do get those balance sheets and it says, no, they've only made $10 million a year every year right now. Oh, Binance is in the clear. You guys, you haven't done nothing wrong. Just a small crypto. Hey, the government won't even, hey, they're not even sending you a bill. We ain't got time for this bullshit. But let them get that balance sheet, and they see that I don't know what's realistic. Let's say 13 billion, 15, 20 billion. Let them start seeing them B's on that balance sheet. Oh, I'm telling you, all of a sudden it's going to be, hey, we got to have it. I need it. I got to have it, and I want it. It's going to happen that quickly. So that's going to be pretty crazy. All right, on the heels of this story, kind of a similar story, the shakedown of that is, which is why, again, the top of the show, we had that American Gangster playing, but SEC chair implies crypto exchanges may not be qualified custodians as new rule is drafted. That's right. Again, the only thing more gangster than Elizabeth Warren. Oh, let me get that quick. Let me get that. The only thing more gangster than Elizabeth Warren telling Binance, a foreign company, we want to see your balance sheets, is for the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, to overdo her by just saying, no. We don't go after one exchange in this market, in the SEC, in our government. We go after all exchanges. Matter of fact, none of you are qualified custodians. We want all the crypto back. That's the way I read that story. I'm reading this story as, no, it's not just Binance. We don't think none of y'all should be holding on to this, and we're going to make a new rule / law to enforce it. That is happening right before our eyes here. Gary Gensler praises the SEC Investor Advisory Committee's proposed rule on safeguarding advisory client assets within crypto firms may not be up to snuff. I thought snuff is when you snuck somebody. I don't know. United States SEC Commission Chair Gary Gensler backed the proposed rule that will extend asset custody rules to more cryptocurrencies, saying investors need more protection. That's what. Hey, don't protect me, Gary. Gary, if I'm in the woods with a bear, help the bear. Don't help me, brother. Don't help me help the bear, Gary, because all this help you doing does not seem to be helping. What are your thoughts on this story here before you cut out?
Oh yeah. Before I get out of here, so Gary Gensler, of course, like you said, even more gangster than Pocahontas. They are using a rule from 2009 to reduce the risk of advisors embarking on Ponzi schemes to all asset classes, including crypto assets that are not funds or securities. So what they're going to do is blanket every crypto is a security. If you get if you want to pay for the regulation, to pay for it. If not, you're illegal. And then everybody else, every platform that listed, they're going to have to be qualified custodians. So that's even more money. I mean, they're about to take a lot of money out of this industry. And
that's right. That's what's happening.
Yeah, unfortunately for most people, they don't have it. I mean, you've seen, I don't know if you saw, but like FTX, for example, they claim to have $1.6 billion in Bitcoin. They actually had less than $1 million when they actually went through their books, 0.06% or something like that. So, I mean, so when you start looking at these crypto projects, when they're saying we got a market cap of whatever, most of us watch trading. You don't have a market cap. As soon as somebody says, oh, yeah, it's a security, there is no market cap for 99% of them. So they're going to come in, put the smack down. We've been waiting for this for a while. Just get it over with already. Jesus. I mean, they're dragging it out because they want to do it correct. But yeah, this is coming whether you want it to or not.
Wow. To be a qualified, as they're calling it, Custodian. Under the new rule of firm, we need to ensure that all assets are properly segregated, submit to annual audits from public accountants, and undertake other transparency measures. And again, the issue with this, people, and this is why we're seriously saying it's just a money grab, is because if this, let's say this rule goes through, the money flowing into the tax money will start immediate. The new task force they're going to create, the new rules and new this, because come on, people, I'm showing you how to get creative now. Hey, we need a new task force, a new department for all this, and at least 50 pens, and each pen costs $20,000. Like, we can get real creative in this mofo. All right, so I'm saying that to say, when you start talking about public accountants to essentially audit a crypto asset or crypto assets on an exchange, that is impossible to do right now. There aren't enough public accountants on the planet, on the entire planet, not just the United States, on the planet, that knows enough about cryptocurrency and accounting to be a certified crypto public accountant. We do not have that. Oh, no, I'm not saying they're not going to figure it out, but we don't have it right now, by no means. Yeah, and even when they do figure it out, will they really figure it out? Because you're going to figure.
Have you seen a government employee? They don't know shit.
Well, I was going to say on that, you got 22,000 crypto projects. If I'm a crypto project, I want mine to get just as much of a watchful eye, or I want mine to get the same chance as the next one. So, just time alone, like you don't have time to, like, what's going to be the wait list on this thing? 3 years before your project gets looked at? And if that, so it's just so many variables here. And again, this is being spurred from a few bankers. And I will say the overall market, as they say, when these exchanges fail, it leaves investors in a line at the bankruptcy court. That may be a cause of it, because people do get to crying to their governors and senators and everybody else, and they lose money in this market, even though it's their own fault. But regardless, these blanket bans are ridiculous. Majority of the exchanges are not located in the United States, so I'm not sure how this blanket ban even works. But again, this is what we said it was. It's a shakedown. Gary Gensler has made that clear, as well as the United States with Biden a year or two ago, when they said, hey, we're going to pay back that national debt and we're going to use cryptocurrency to do it. He already told us. You remember that Bitcoin day when Biden was like, we're going to pay back our national debt with cryptocurrency? Like, so we already in the blender. This is already happening.
Yeah, well, when two gangsters meet up, they first thought is to take them out, because they can't. That's what people don't realize. The reason Gensler is nice to Bitcoin is because they can't get rid of it. So they have to work alongside of it. That is a realization they came to a while ago, and that everybody else is slowly going to come to when the rest of crypto is not accessible at all.
There it is. Satoshi Slim said, I'm thinking to dox all my non-Bitcoin BXIRS, then begin a disappearing crypto account on the basis that crypto trading didn't work out for me. Lost more than I made. Same. Listen, that's my whole thing right now. For them to properly regulate this, they're going to have to retroactively go back and do so. Like, for anybody who, this is what, for the next happening, the people who are going to make money in the next happening, they're going to be the people who mostly been around, actually. So when they come and say, well, hold on, you made 100,000 this year, or however much you made, all you literally had to say was, yeah, like, for 3 years, bro, I had losses. Y'all ain't said shit to me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
This isn't a one-way street where I just keep paying tax money and you claim to protect me, but the only protection is me paying you more tax money and you being more in my business. And then, kind of like, I know this is going to trigger alert, kind of like guns. The criminals don't register them. They use stolen guns, folks. So same with crypto. The actual people who are doing the worst or just don't want to be caught will not register or say anything anyway. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. All right, unfortunate news. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'll tell you why. But Silvergate stock drops over 50% as crypto clients flee the beleaguered bank. I don't know how I feel about a market that had no one to turn to, and then the people to turn to appeared, have been solid on the up and up, and because of jackasses in the market messing up their business a little bit, now people are like staying away from them, like with a 10-foot pole, or they have some type of virus or something that can spread. It's kind of crazy and messed up to me. Hold on, I think we're losing Bitcoin Zay. You still got your Bitcoin Zay?
Yeah, I'm still here, but this camera, I don't know what's going on.
All good. I know you remember this, Zay. Think about how how, like, literally in capital amounts, how much capital we made for others at times, and then the disappearing act that follows after. I kind of got that feeling. That's the way I feel when I was reading this article. I was like, no, I this is messed up. I get it, Silvergate. Like, you can do your best, you can do X, Y, Z, you make people a ton of money, and and they would be like, all right, well, that was yesterday. Today's a new day. I'm gone. And I feel like the crypto market is doing that to Silvergate Bank, and I don't think it's right. When people could not get their banking for their businesses in crypto, when people were having issues in banking, anything to do with banking, Silvergate rose to the occasion for crypto. And you've already used them, whether you know it or not, because whether you directly have an account with them or something, they're probably the main bank for your actual exchange or the actual platform where you're doing some of your shit on. Silvergate is probably the one backing them. So to now see that they're going through these issues again, caused by FTX, and they're over leveraged as well. Essentially, I guess they had too many loans going on as well. But to see that they're going through something, they literally just need to make it out of a small crypto winner. To see the market, essentially, the rest of the market say, "No, we good on y'all." Man, that's cold blooded. What is going on with this story in Silvergate, man?
Yeah, that was cold-blooded. Silvergate's clients, look at all these clients: Coinbase, Circle, Paxos, Crypto.com, Bitstamp, CBOE, Galaxy, and Gemini said that they will suspend business with the bank. They basically are like all of Epstein's clients saying, I don't want anything to do with that list, player. But that's what you were basically alluding to, is that I know Silverbank is basically sitting there like Wesley Snipes, like, all you bitches.
I'm telling you.
Man, everything I just did for y'all, and all of y'all are gonna leave me when the chips are down. All right, we're gonna see what happens. But I think for each business, this was in their best interest, simply because not just the bank share price fell 50%. The fact that they may not have the money necessary to do business with them right now. So on the front end, they may basically shake hands, say, you know what it is business wise. But on the back end, they may be telling them, look, if you get your shit together, if you get it back going, well, we'll still be on your side. But right now, we can't afford to use you. So and this may have been a coordinated attack.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When it comes to Silvergate, Binance, these do seem like coordinated attacks. I do agree with you. Maybe it's the other side. It was like, okay, you think you're going to knock us down on FTS? We're going to knock y'all down a peg. I'm with you. But this is all looking real snowfallish. All right. I just started watching it again, Bitcoin Zay.
Oh, yeah.
And this is all looking real snowfallish, man. It's, I mean, like you said, you're going to do this to me? After all I'm done for y'all? Listen, it's crazy to see this. Like you said, they've worked with every company out there essentially. And now to see that these companies may be making business moves. Like I said, this is a real snowfall thing. It's like, hey, if I could buy from you, I'll buy from you. But the price is the price, and you saying you ain't got it. Well, he robbed us to get it. Hey, look, man, family business ain't got nothing to do with me, all right? He got it for the low. So this is the same thing. I think, like you said, you talk about these crypto companies, and they're like, look, man, that was years ago we did business. There's new banks right now that are open to do business with us, and you guys are looking weird. And they're like, boy, I thought we mess with each other. They're like, yeah, we do, but, man, we can't right now. So I'm with you. This is probably a business moves, but it's crazy to see what I thought Silvergate Bank, I thought they were like go down as like one of the grandest banks because of their move and their pivot to crypto early. May now actually not make it out the quarter. And if you're watching this live ticker, you see this is continually going down as well, just drop down a few more points. But yeah, you can see here on, was it today is still the 1 day chart. Let's go to the 5 day chart here. And yeah, wow, goodness gracious, you can see that fall off here on Thursday. The price was about it was like $15. People, the price of this was $15 5 days ago. And it is $5 right. It's still dropping. It's dropping in front of us. It was, oh my goodness, it's still dropping. Don't do Silvergate like that, people.
I mean, it's taking stairway to hell right now. Go to 1 month or 6 months if they got it on
let's see. Oh man, yeah,
that's what I said. It was at 100. Yeah, I was say it was at 100 6 months ago.
And you gotta remember this traditional market, people. See, you gotta remember for crypto,
this is kind of regular.
Yeah, for crypto, this is regular. Like we'll take the 5 to 10%. We'll sit on it and say, all right, whatever. Like, all right, 10% down, 20, 30%, 40%, go 40% down in crypto. I'm telling you, I've seen Bitcoin Zay has some laser eyes, people. I'm telling you with a straight face. And the darkest of bear markets, Bitcoin's touching $3,000 again. This man's like, we're good to go. Don't worry about it. So he definitely has the laser eyes. But my point is, like, that's the crypto space where people have that type of appetite where they're like, nah, we down 80%. I'm not worried. This project's great. It's just the market don't know. But on the traditional side, people, Silvergate Capital Corp is on the traditional side. They don't see those fucking drops from $100 to $5 and stomach that well. They don't see drops from $7 to $5 and stomach that well. They don't see 10% drops and stomach that well. Yeah. So to see a 50% drop in one day and on the month, to see what is this, like 95% drop essentially on a month? Goodness,
yeah, people commit suicide over stuff like this. This is when people jump off buildings. I mean, $100 down to $5. I mean, good gracious. But somebody said in the chat, this does look like a buy. I'm not gonna lie. Silvergate gets
I'm thinking that too.
This might not be, but I mean, the upside isn't that bad.
$160 a year ago. This definitely looks like a buy, to keep it real.
Hey man, yeah, that's what I said.
Like, all they had to do is make it out. Like, let's talk about it, people. Who said it looks like a buy? You're right. Like, I mean, again, this is on the traditional side, but we've seen this with Terra people. Terra tried to come back and rebrand, which it did not, and was the dumbest ideal, and it bounced. People bought back into it, and it's still trading. BitConnect to this day, I think, still has a fucking market. I don't know, or why or whatever. Right. So my point is, I mean, if Silvergate, and that's to be fair, people, this is where the risk reward comes in. Big ass if, because I mean, listen, it's already going through it, and all it's going to take is from one regulator to be like, oh, that boy tired. Like, oh, jump on him now, boy, he's tired. You know, all it's going to take is from one regulator to want to put the finishing blow on you. But yes, if they can make it through this quarter, next quarter, then I mean, and it's going. I mean, the market will recover, and they'll naturally recover as well. They're a bank for crypto companies. You think there won't be any other company that want to do banking with them? No, they'll be fine. They'll start small again, rebuild. You got to remember, they didn't start off with the Coinbases of the world. They started off with the Bitcoin Zays and King Blesses of the world. People, they started off with retail for some parts of that. But that is crazy.
Well, Silvergate, the plan for them, if they want to get more money, because I mean, these companies are fickle. What you need to do is do like Katie Hobbs, let these cartel members put their cash in your bank.
There you go.
While they selling their fentanyl, just go ahead and put it in your bank just to hold you over. And then, and then from there you'll be all right. But people are talking about the World Bank. We all know the game there. Your boy AJ is definitely anybody that doesn't take the World Bank's loans, it's an offer you can't refuse. That's literally what they are. That's why oh yeah, you're gonna take this $1 billion. We don't need it. Oh, you're gonna need it. And then here you go.
I like the he said, oh, you're gonna need it. You got a war coming up. No, we get along with everybody. Oh, you got a war coming up. Trust me.
Yeah, you got a war coming. Then they send the confessions of an economic hitman in there, and then all of a sudden you got problems.
All right, let's see some comments. Jake Fever said, I heard they're gonna pivot and bank weed and OnlyFans. It's hilarious.
There you go.
Just inform you, said, look like I found my first stock to invest in this year. There we go. If you haven't lost 100% and doubled down, are you even in crypto? Says Reno Gamble. I have to agree with that. Come on now. What y'all talking about? Y'all need to patent these movie references. Too funny. Hilarious. Let's see real quick. Oh yeah. Virgo is saying that these banks are learning that all corners are fickle as fuck. You know it. Let's see. Yeah, it's crazy, people. We all pretty much saying the same thing. It's pretty crazy. All right, last story but not least. We're not going to actually do a call-in day since we're losing Bitcoin Zay over there in video. But we're going to talk about Celsius. Celsius is in the news. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I just lost you. Celsius is in the news. Celsius custody. Customers finally began withdrawals 263 days after freeze. Stuff like this, I think Jake already alluded to, where he was like, that Mount Gox money isn't coming right now. That's going to take some time. But Celsius saying their money's coming. My point is, people, these are all bearish indicators for the market because people aren't getting this capital back and staying in. People are getting their capital back. They are scared as shit. And I don't blame them on this one. They're about to get that Celsius capital back, and they're going running for the hills. So what's going on with this story, and what are your thoughts on what's going to happen in the market afterwards?
So some, which is very key, some Celsius customers have reported being able to withdraw funds from the bankrupt crypto firm for the first time 263 days after the lender froze withdrawals in the lead up to its bankruptcy filing. According to numerous posts, on March 2nd, certain customers who held funds have been overjoyed they were finally able to withdraw their funds from the lender. You know, it's funny. I can just imagine people sitting there at the computer every day, logging into Celsius, just clicking withdraw
for a year.
that great button
For a year straight.
Yeah, like please today, please. But they sent the email to everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had this email from Celsius, I wouldn't even believe them. Like I would have been like, nah, this is a phishing attempt. This is somebody trying to hack me. Like, nah, I need to hear this news. But yeah, of course, BTC withdrawal pending for 5 hours. If you look at the Twitter thing, 24-hour wait on USDC. Again, you're gonna have some backlogs, and you're gonna have. I mean, I can only imagine the amount of tickets that they had all stacked up. But of
one
course,
person got to have at least 30 tickets each. Like no, really 10 tickets per person. Easy 10. Easy 10 tickets per person.
Yeah, just sending tickets every week just because it's like, y'all ain't fixed that shit yet? Come on, man. But with customers who had only ever held funds in custody accounts, they're able to currently withdraw 94% of their original funds. However, you know, they may be able to get the other 6% pending future court hearings. We'll see. But yeah, this is pretty good for Celsius people, but it looks like a lot of people still aren't able to get out all the funds that they can.
Yeah. And again, this is good, but as far as the market goes, people, I think if this is real and this is allowed, because we had to see it first, we need to see Twitter folks be like, I got it back now, whatever. But if this does happen, and again, I think we're going to see some more capital flow out of this market. You all have to remember too, the price point, some of the pressure and the percentage swings, whether it's positive or negative, essentially whenever Bitcoin pumps or dumps, whenever the price starts to aggressively go higher or aggressively go lower, a lot of it is based off of group think. I mean, I remember, you know, I had a person in my building who's into crypto and stuff, and he was telling me, he was just like, you know, how he exited the market like a year ago or something. You know, he was having a kid, cashed out. For the most part, he made some good trades, cashed out, and he was like, you know, this is enough to get started with my kid and everything else. And I'll re-enter the market at a later date. I say that because I think these are going to be those same types of people for the most part when it comes to the people getting their capital back from Celsius or some of these lending accounts that went through it all. But also I say because the same way we just saw Bitcoin pump, some of that was groupthink. It started pumping aggressive. I don't want to miss out. Hey, 22, go to 23, go to 24. We almost at 25, just like that, right? Really from 17 to that pump. The same can happen the opposite way. We get a nice little dip, or all of a sudden we go back to 21.20 overnight. Oh, that market sentiment is going to hurt. People are like, damn, I thought we were just heading in the right direction. Like that market sentiment will hurt, and you may see it go down a couple more percentage points just off the strength of FOMO, missing out on more losses rather than gains, or at least maintaining their capital. So you'll see that capital flight happen. It will withdraw. Chat GPT father, as they call you. What's going on?
Gotta let it burn. Oh yeah, this price is definitely going down. You know what's crazy too is people that are moving their coins off, they are literally selling instantly all at the same time. So you're going to see a big move down, but it may not be sustainable simply because I think there's a lot of people that are going to eat up those buys at 20K, 21K, like you said, maybe even lower. Somebody was talking about 15K. Please come back to 15K. I don't know if we're going to get that low, but the bear market has been brutal already, and we haven't seen the complete recession yet. So we'll see.
Yeah, this is crazy. Let's see. Celsius had 4.5 billion in value. The crypto market probably going to eat up those sellers. No problem. All right, that's fair. And that's what I mean. Some of that money will come back out to the market, to different projects. But I'm telling you, a lot of that money is coming off right now. It's coming out the market at least until Bitcoin hits 60K. Then they'll buy it back at that. Last but not least, Encario says, anyone notice Coinbase promoted a planned retail investment outage on March 4th? It's going down this weekend. Excuse me. I did see something about that, but man, at this point, well, I want to say this point. This is crypto, people. Every weekend, every other week, we don't know what's going to happen next. So I can't wait to see what does actually go down. But other than that, for the most part, that is the show for today. We're not going to put that link in there because Bitcoin Zay is going in and out today. But what messages or anything do you have for everyone, Zay?
Make sure you jump in the Discord, going strong in there. New people getting added every single day. make sure you jump in there after the show.
All right. Make sure you
Happy
smash that like and share as well. Happy Friday. We will see you all next week. And then again, we'll be on the Discord this weekend. So make sure you're checking that out as well. Let's continue to wait and see, people. Hopefully this market does this little dance and dip. And yes, as someone mentioned, Silvergate is pumping as we talk about it right now. There we go. Hopefully we can bring it back to life. This is crazy. Crypto market. We're supposed to be having self-regulation. We letting one of our own die. We can't do it like that. And I'm not gonna lie, last but not least, I might have to get in the Silvergate bank, bro. You gonna take that bet or no?
Yeah,
It depends. It depends on how much they owe. But even if they owe a lot, what I always say could still happen, and that could be somebody come save them off the strength of the community. They're like, well, they did have the biggest people banking with them. If we do save them, and not save them to save them, but to save them as a what's it called when you have like a shell company? They're gonna save them as a shell business. I think somebody might save them as a shell business. We're like, oh, Silvergate's still operating all this other stuff, but it's gonna be like 3 years from now. We find out who really owns them and who bailed them out and everything. I'm like, wait, this is a foreign company now? It's like, yeah, it was foreign 3 years ago when they got bailed out, actually. So it remains to be seen, but I don't know. I might take that back. Other than that, smash that like and share. We will see you all next week. Cheers.